So the other type of the preparation or the synthesis of ATP is called as oxidative phosphorylation. What is this? We have seen that the NADH and FADH2 are formed in the glycolysis, fatty acid metabolism and the Krebs cycle. And I also told you that these molecules are energy rich and they will contain pair of electrons, and I told you they will enter what is called as the electron transport chain and liberate energy in the form of ATP. So the oxidative phosphorylation involves the process in which the ATP is formed when the electrons are transferred from NADH and FADH2 to oxygen and ATP is synthesized. Now, how does this electron get transferred from one to another? We have series of what are known as electron carriers. Now, transfer of electron means it is oxidation. That is why it is called as oxidative phosphorylation. Now, remember, this of course takes place in the mitochondria and it is an aerobic process because you need oxygen. If oxygen is not available, then ATP cannot be synthesized because the electrons cannot be transferred to oxygen. Oxygen will take the electrons and the protons and will form water. What happens when NADH and FADH2 will transfer the electrons to the oxygen? ATP will be synthesized. So the oxidative phosphorylation actually generates this 26 ATP molecules that are, we know that there are 38 molecules that are generated when one molecule of glucose gets oxidized to carbon dioxide and water, out of which 26 are generated by oxidative phosphorylation. So you can see the major amount of energy, the ATP is obtained from oxidative phosphorylation and not substrate level phosphorylation. But you should know that there is substrate level phosphorylation as well. Okay, so in this oxidative phosphorylation, what takes place is the biological oxidation, which is nothing but the oxidation we have understood. We know what is oxidation. It is addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen or the loss of electrons. In biological systems, we see two types of oxidations. One is loss of electrons. Something like Fe2 plus loses an electron and forms Fe3 plus. And the other what we see is removal of protons. Something like you have AH2 which gives A plus protons. Both these are oxidation. So what happens in such reactions is that the electron will be transferred from one which can donate to another substance or molecule which can accept. So it is nothing but the redox reaction that will happen when electron is transferred from one donor to the acceptor. So we can see NADH will become NAD plus 2 electrons are released and 2 protons are released. FADH2 becomes FAD, 2 protons are released and 2 electrons are released. So this, the electron acceptor, so there is one which can donate electron and there is one which can accept electron. See, this is actually a reversible reaction. We saw that NAD plus will become NADH in the metabolic processes. This NADH will now become here NAD plus, which can be utilized later on. So this which can donate an electron and another which can accept an electron are called as the conjugate redox pairs. So the electron acceptor and the electron donor form pairs which are called as the conjugate redox pairs. When you have such redox pairs, there is an redox potential that will be developed because of this redox pairs. Now, the redox pair potential that is developed at standard conditions of 25 degrees Celsius, 1 atmospheric pressure, pH equal to 7, and for 1 molar concentration is called as the standard redox potential. You already know in physical chemistry we have explained that at standard conditions of 25 degrees Celsius and 1 atmospheric pressure, we called it as standard redox potential. Here in biochemical reactions, we add 2 more conditions. One is the pH, which is neutral pH. The other is the concentration, which is the unit molar concentration. And we have seen that the electrons flow spontaneously from lower redox potential to the higher redox potential. And when the flow happens, energy is released. How much energy is released depends upon the difference in this redox potentials, which is the depends upon the donor and the acceptor, and what is the redox potential difference between the lower and the higher. That much amount of energy is released. So how it actually happens, we will see in the electron transport chain.